green approach to pharmaceutical technology.
Hello, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so the healthcare sector is responsible for the generation of up to 5% of the global greenhouse gases emissions. And if we had to look at each step within the pharmaceutical supply chain, it leaves a footprint on the environment, starting off with the manufacture, with the synthesis of active pharmaceutical ingredients, whereby we see that 80 to 90% of the mass generated is attributed to solvents, which end up being wastes at the end of the process, and finishing off with the intake of oral dosage forms, where up to 30 and 90% of that dose ends up being released within the environment as well. So the increase in knowledge and awareness related to the environmental impact of pharmaceutical processes led to various initiatives to address this matter, such as the development of the American Chemical Society roundtable discussion, whereby up till now there are around 40 members within the association, which have the same aim, that is to decrease the environmental impact of pharmaceutical processes. And other notable initiatives are the development of the Sustainability Development Goals, generated by the United Nations and also by the International Federation of Pharmacy. So this movement, this aim to shift from the traditional manufacturing processing to the greener approach led to also development of ways how to achieve it. And one notable and pivotal moment was the development of the 12 principles of green chemistry, which serve as a guide for scientists who work within this field so as to know and identify how to reach the same. And they include suggestions such as ways to decrease the generation of waste, opting for greener solvents, and also for more energy-efficient processing. Research conducted in terms of the same within the Green Pharmacy Research Group at our department led to the development of green manufacturing methods for the synthesis of steroids, which made use of lower energy by conducting the synthesis at lower temperatures and for a shorter period of time, and a decrease in the waste generated by decreasing the amount of reagent excess used, and also by developing a process which is more efficient, resulting in yields up to 73 and 91% compared to the original method. Along the years, other guidelines were developed to move towards the same, which involved the development of solvent selection guides, such as that developed by Pfizer and GSK, which provides essential information related to the most commonly used solvents and their environmental impact, so that scientists become more aware as to the impact which the solvents which they're going to select for their pharmaceutical process is going to have. And being scientists, we try to be more objective rather than subjective, and so the metrics were also developed to be used as tools to assess the actual environmental impact of these pharmaceutical processes. Amongst here, we're seeing various examples, which include the environmental factor, the E factor, which takes into account the amount of waste generated and the mass of product produced within a process. And then there is also the atom economy, which looks at the micro level, at the atoms which are within the reagents and which are actually used and incorporated within the final product. Research conducted by our group into the same include the development of a greenness assessment tool to be applied in API manufacturing, And this tool, this developed tool, was initially tested on published methods of synthesis and then piloted on a decommissioned manufacturing process to assess the applicability in real-world scenario. Another branch of green chemistry and of this green aspect is the recognition that the analytical methods have on the environment. And this led to the development of the 12 principles of green analytical chemistry, which take into consideration the type of instruments used, the waste generated, and also energy efficiency. However, later on, one noticed that these principles do not effectively target sample preparation and the related challenges. And so the 10 principles of green sample preparations were developed to address this aim as well. Along the years, again, various metrics were developed to assess the actual greenness of pharmaceutical methods. And the metrics developed ranged from qualitative results to quantitative results given by these metrics. And for example, if we had to look at the AGREE method, it looks at the different principles within the green analytical chemistry, and it accounts in ways on how the method addresses each and every principle. Research conducted in this effect with respect to green analytical chemistry involved the development of standard analytical procedures to be used for green laboratory practices in real-world scenario, and also the development of a metric to assess the greenness of analytical methods. The developed assessment tool was once again tested on published analytical methods and later on piloted in a real-world scenario. Other research conducted within this field involved the assessment of currently available methods used in the analysis of cannabinoids in oil, and also the assessment of a method developed within our department to evaluate the greenness in comparison to other available methods within the field. So as we can see, there is an increase in research within this aspect, given also the awareness and the knowledge about the importance which such a factor has. However, there are still challenges in place, such as the need to balance being green with practicality and applicability. However, the most important thing is that we do not give up and we take steps and contribute towards a greener environment and greener processes. Thank you all for your attention.